All right, this training is to help you have a successful business debut. And so you will find on New Consultant Training a whole business debut packet. It's 5 different pieces of paper that will just help you have a successful debut. So this training just consists of walking you through these 5 pieces of paper so that way you do everything that it takes to have a successful debut. Because you only have one major kickoff party in Mary Kay. So we want to do it right and do it well and cover all the bases. So first of all, your debut should be within your first several weeks of your business. So 2 to 3 weeks. You might find you have to go out a little bit further. Sometimes, people book them right away. But I find if you can go 2 to 3 weeks, that gives you plenty of time to make the invitations, send out the invitations, place your first Mary Kay order and stock some inventory, and you are set to have a successful debut. I love it. People ask, where do we have the debut? What are my options? And I feel that your home is your best option for your debut because your friends and family know where you live. It's a comfortable environment. It's a warm environment. We're making a circle around the living room, and so that just really works well. Now, if you don't want to have it in your home, obviously you don't have to. We have our meetings in Huntington at a great coffee shop, and we can always use the coffee shop here for a debut. I've had other people use a church banquet room or maybe their parents' home, somebody else's home, if theirs wasn't, for whatever reason, under construction or. So your choice on where you want to hold it, but your first option would be your home. Third point is I want you to invite everybody on your contact list. And when I say your contact list, I'm talking like if I was getting married, who would I invite to my wedding? It is everybody that you know and you love. And so, I'll say it should be a minimum of 75 people, but it literally could be 150 or 200. You want to tell all of your friends and family that you have started your own business. And I'll tell you, the 10% rule always works. If you invite 200 people, 10% is 20. Probably 20 people will come. If you invite 50 people, 10% rule is 5. 5 people will probably come. It's just the odds, and so don't think, oh my gosh, I can't invite any more. They'll never all fit in my home. Yeah, they will. So 10% rule always works on that. So what are we going to do to prepare for the debut? First of all, you're going to just decide what kind of refreshments that you want to serve. And I want you to keep in mind, I want refreshments to be simple, so simple, because they are coming to a Mary Kay debut. So the focus needs to be Mary Kay. The focus doesn't need to be food. So whatever you decide, just keep it simple. Some people just like to do cookies and punch. But I've been to some debuts where the entire countertop was veggie trays and dips and finger foods and appetizers and desserts and oh my gosh, it was yummy, but people spent more time oohing and ahhing over all the dishes than they did the Mary Kay products. So don't hurt your debut, by fixing too much food. Just keep it simple. Okay, also before the debut, what makes it really successful is if you call each person to find out if they're coming. So, friends and family aren't coming to hear the spiel that I do or the spiel that your recruiter would do, at the debut. They're coming because they want to help you. And so it's great if you can follow up with them in 12 to 24 hours before the debut to find out whether they can come. And so nowadays with texting, it makes it so easy because say you invite 100 people to your debut. Well, how in the world are you going to make 100 phone calls, the 2 days before your debut? Well, it's real easy. You send out a quick text, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. And then you can find out from everybody if they can come or not. So I would love to know from everyone that you invite to your business debut, who are those top 5 or 10 people that you're just really impressed with? Who do you think, oh, they love makeup? They might be interested in their own, part-time business. You know, you asterisk or star any people that you think she's gonna be a really good customer and let me know, because I'll be available, you know, to meet their needs or ask the right questions that will help you to build your team. So, you got in your starter kit a date book. This was our 50th anniversary date book, so the cover might look a little bit different. Is this what yours looked like? Or was the cover different?
It's different.
Okay. The purpose of the date book is to give you a month at a glance, what's going on, and then a day by day, exactly what's going on in your life. I know most of us have iPhones, or we keep our calendars or our schedules on the iPhone. You know, however you want to run your calendar is fine, but the company gives you this paper version. And this is really crucial, that before your business debut, that you go through and you take a highlighter and you mark all your evenings or Saturdays or Sundays, you know, that you have an open time slot that you could hold a Mary Kay facial or a class. Because our purpose that day of your debut is, one, to see if we can, you know, sell products for you that day. Two, to see if we can book appointments for you that day. But we have to know exactly when you can work and when you can't work. So just go through and highlight all your available times. Yeah, and we will, you know, I will be taking sales receipts and be taking product orders, but you will have your date book with you, and you'll be the one that's booking your appointments because you're in charge of your schedule. So have that ready to go. All right, the next thing you need to do is you need to put together a packet that looks like this for each person attending your grand opening. It literally is a lookbook, a profile card, a sales ticket, and one additional thing, we need the pink marketing response form, because we're going to do this, and a pen. And so you literally can just, you know, do something just like this and have it on every person's chair in the living room where they're all going to sit, and then they're going to be prepared for the debut. So that make sure that you have, you know, you got sales tickets, you got profile cards in your starter kit, you got some lookbooks, but maybe you've already handed them out or you went through them. So make sure that you either order more or check with your director. You can probably buy some extras from her if you don't have enough. But that's your setup for your business debut for everybody. Next, I want you to prepare some hostess packets. A hostess packet. I like to use these cute little cello bags. And you can buy these bags, you know, from Dollar Tree or Walmart, or I order them from a vendor called My Girlfriend's House. But you can put your hostess packet in your small Mary Kay reorder bags that you buy on Section 2. So it doesn't, or you can put them in a folder. So it doesn't matter what sort of packaging you choose to use. It's just so that you put all the parts together, because when somebody books a party with you, you want to give her all the materials that she needs to have a successful party right then and there. And so what I put together in a hostess packet is a couple lookbooks. And they don't have to be the current lookbook. They can be a new one and, you know, a prior one. So that just allows them to take outside orders. So if they ask someone to come to their class and they can't, they can pass out a book and say, well, here, check out a book and let me know if there's anything you need. And then you can take the outside order. And once again, it's just the amount of the product plus the tax on it. And in Indiana, that's 7% tax right now. So I put 2 lookbooks in each one. I put a flyer that promotes the hostess credit that I'm doing. And in Mary Kay, we're independent beauty consultants, so you can choose whatever type of hostess credit that you would like to offer your hostesses. You know, a big incentive for being a hostess is for them inviting 2 or more of their friends over. You're going to pay her in free products. So you can totally decide how you want to do it. This one's one of my favorite hostess credits just because they get a lot. You know, they can get up to $200 in free products if they do all the different boxes. So, but you get to choose, you know, what you want to give away for your hostess. So put some type of hostess credit flyer in there. You can either put a form that has different outside order sales tickets on it, or you can just put a handful of pink tickets, in your flyer. So that way they can take outside orders. So I have on my website a piece of paper that lets you take multiple orders just on that one sheet of paper, or you can do the pink tickets, whatever is better for you. I also want you to include your business card. They always need to know how to get a hold of you since they're booking a class with you. And if they're a hostess, they may be interested in what you do. They may be interested in company information. So I like to put in there a flyer that tells how much it costs to join Mary Kay. So I call it the starter kit flyer, or I like to put a piece of information about joining the company in the flyer as well. So that is all the good things that I put together, and I want to challenge you to put 10 of these together. So at your business debut, you're going to have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people that want to book facials or parties, and we want to give them all the right materials in their hands right then and there that night. Make sense? All right, great. So next for your business debut, you're going to want to have a money bag. Our money bags continually to change in Mary Kay, how they look different. This is an old one from our line when it was black. Now they're gold, and next we're going to fun bright colors. So the money bag will constantly change. But I want you to have in your money bag a calculator, because you got to figure sales tax. So if you don't have a calculator, maybe you can use the calculator on your phone so you can figure it. You need to have a couple pens so that way you can write out on your sales ticket what they're purchasing and figure the sales tax. I also like to keep, in the center zipper pocket, I like to keep change. I like to keep, some small bills, some ones and some fives, because you never know when somebody's going to pay with a 20, and then you're going to need to give them change. So one thing to do before the business debut is to go to the bank and just get a little bit of petty cash. You won't need to get a lot. You'll find a lot of people pay with check or, debit card or credit card, but some people may pay with cash, and you don't want to be stuck not having the correct change for them. So lastly, on page 1, your recruiter or your director, who's ever helping you host your business debut, will arrive a half an hour before the program. She's going to just help check your display table. So your setup is just going to be the living room and, all the chairs around the living room and one table at the front. And it can be, just a table like we have up here, throw a tablecloth over it, and any inventory that you have ordered, I want you to get it all and bring it out and cover it on the table.
So one table.
Yeah, one table, and just cover it with all the products that you ordered. Because what we're going to be doing at the debut is a little show and tell about the products in the Mary Kay line. We won't be trying it on our face that night, but we're just going to be using the lookbook, and that's why everybody has one on their chair. We're going to be flipping through the lookbook, telling about some of the, great best-selling products that we have, passing them around the room, letting them smell, letting them feel on the back of their hand, and experience some of the products that way. So your table display is whatever inventory that you have already ordered. Bring it all out, and we're going to put it out on the table. And that's it. All right. Any questions? Good so far?
The lookbook, since I know the new one's coming out, I probably can't get that one to do November 9th.
Yeah,
Can I?
it's not
Okay.
available. So the lookbook that
Maybe
you
do.
will use will actually be this one.
Okay.
This is the current one for you. So, yep, great question. Page 2, what you can expect during the business debut program. I'm going to have every guest go around the room and introduce themselves, just so that way I can develop rapport with them. They're going to say their name, how long they've known you, and what their relationship is to you, and maybe just tell me a little bit about themselves. But the most important thing I like about this introduction part is that I ask them to give you a compliment and say, you guys know Rachel, or you guys know, Megan. And so give her a compliment of why she's going to be great in Mary Kay as a beauty consultant. And so you're going to feel so empowered by the time all those guests go around the room and give you a compliment. It's just wonderful. So we'll do introductions, and then either myself or your recruiter will explain the purpose of the event, and we'll share your goals. That what we're going for is to book your Power Start, to book your first 30 faces in 30 days. That is the goal of a business debut. And people can help do that either by booking a one-on-one facial with you, or they can book a party, and they can invite 4 or 5 of their friends and help us to get up to the number 30 faster. So we're tracking that number 30 that night. So I'll share my story, quick little story about why I joined Mary Kay and my journey in it. And then we'll introduce Mary Kay. We'll introduce our product line. We'll go around the room sharing some things, and they'll get educated on some of our top products. Nobody receives a makeover that day because we want to book them for their facials and their parties. So this event is a show and tell type event. And then at the close, the guests will have an opportunity. We'll do several drawings. We'll do a drawing from everybody who placed an order. And we'll do a drawing, and one person will win a door prize. And that's something that the director or the recruiter provides.
So I don't need to buy tickets?
It doesn't come,
Okay.
no, we have tickets, and we provide the prizes.
Okay.
So we'll do one drawing from all the sales tickets. And then we'll do another drawing from everybody who books a party or books a facial. And then we'll have another giveaway, from that. And then we'll do our third drawing. We'll play a fun little pink marketing game at the grand opening. Everybody will fill out this sheet, and we'll draw one pink marketing sheet, and a third person will win a door prize. So that's a little incentive, and it's also a good thing, to put on your invitation. I know you just made it up, and I just looked at it, but I didn't look closely enough to see if we advertised on there that 3 door prizes will be given away. So that's a fun thing to put on your invitation as well, is that, they're not only coming to support you, but they might win some good products at the same time. So the main thing to know is just relax, have fun with your guest. Our focus is just on booking parties and facials and helping you complete your Power Start. So after the debut is over, you'll send a thank you note to each person that booked an appointment with you, and just confirm the date of the appointment, and tell her how she earns the free products in Mary Kay. So any questions over that? Good? All right. The one thing that does happen at every grand opening is satin hands. Everybody gets to try satin hands. And are you familiar with satin hands? Mm-hmm. Satin hands is just a 3-step process. It is our fragrance-free hand softener that we put on our hands, rub it in. It just adds emolliency and softens the hands up. And then we use this Satin Hand Smoothie hand scrub. This has gritties in it that help exfoliate the dead skin cells from the hands, plus it's the hand soap. So it's washing the hands at the same time. So we mix both of these products together. So we're a little, emollient, and we're a little gritty, and we're working it in, and then we turn the warm water on at the sink, and then we just work and we rinse it all off. And make sure you get all the gritties out from underneath your fingernails as well. So keep your hands underneath the water and really rinse well, and then dry them off on a towel. And then use just a small squirt of our hand cream, to finish it off, and then you have what's called satin hands. So at your debut, as each person walks in the door, you'll be stationed at the kitchen sink, or you may be greeting the people at the door as they come in, and we may have your recruiter at the kitchen sink, and she'll be doing this process on everybody. So everybody is getting a wonderful, satin hand treatment.
Do I need to provide that?
Yes, this is one thing that does not come in your starter kit, but they do provide, some sampler packets of it, but I wouldn't mess with the sampler packets. I would take one full-size set and take it off of your shelf and open it as a demo.
Okay.
Because I like to do this at every one of my parties. So it's the first thing that I do. So I would say, You know, order one satin hand set on your first order, take it off and expense it, and you'll begin to each party with this. And we have satin hands in 2 flavors. It comes in unscented, fragrance-free, and it's more all-white packaging. And the one that I just showed you tonight was our peach.
Do I need to have both?
No,
Okay.
you pick. You know, maybe just, I don't know, the fragrance-free. And so if
I have the
anybody,
peach.
you know, it's fine, whatever you have. So, you know, but if you were just starting off and you're thinking, which one should I order or which one should I take off? Maybe the fragrance-free is the safest one, but if you already have the peach or own it, let's use it. It's great. So that's what Satin Hands is. So everybody will receive that pampering treatment. All right, page 3. Scripts to use. This is so important. As a brand new consultant, I know that one of your biggest fears is that you just don't know what to say when you get on the phone. And so the most important thing to make your grand opening successful is that follow-up phone call 1 or 2 days beforehand to find out if they're coming. And so this is the phone call. And if somebody can't come, you go right into the script that's right below it of booking them. I can still use your help in booking you for a facial. So I'm going to read this through with you. Everywhere there is an underline word, that's where you insert the personal word that applies to that person. So if I'm getting ready to call Sally, you know, I'm not going to say, hi, Jane. I'm going to say, hi, Sally. So I'm going to read this paragraph. Hi, Sally. This is Linda. I was just calling to remind you about my Mary Kay business debut this coming Friday at 7 p.m. Sally, I just wanted you to know how much it would mean to me to have you there, supporting me as I start my brand new Mary Kay business. You always make me feel so strong and confident, and I'm a little bit nervous. So just so you know, I'm fixing your favorite chocolate dessert, so you may want to come for that too. And this is an actual program, not a come and go open house. It will start promptly at 7, and it'll only last for 1 hour. So I can't wait for you to meet my director. Her name is Linda. I think you'll really enjoy her story and her presentation. But this is a girls' night out. So be sure to ask your husband to watch the kids so he doesn't go golfing or something. And if for some reason you can't come, I'd just appreciate you calling me and letting me know, because one of my first goals is to achieve my power start in Mary Kay. And I would love your help to complete that goal. So thanks so much, Sally. I look forward to seeing you this Friday at 7. So if you got an answering machine, you literally could just read this paragraph and leave that message. If they answer and then they say, yes, I can come, great, you're done. If they say, oh, maybe, I'm not sure, maybe probably means no. So I probably wouldn't count on them as coming. And I would just go right into seeing if she could help you with your power start by letting you borrow her face. And if so, you're going to go right into this next paragraph. And you're going to say, I'm sorry that you won't be able to join us, Sally, but I am really excited about starting my Mary Kay business. I'm also a little nervous about completing my training, and I could really use your support, even if you can't be at the debut. In order to complete my training and qualify for my very first award, I'm looking for 30 sharp women who would be willing to volunteer their face and maybe invite a couple friends over to join them so I could practice. Could you help me out? Great. And then you always follow it up by this 2-option question. When would be better for you? Weekday or weeknight? Monday or Wednesday? 6 or 7? It's just a proven fact that women know how to make a choice between 2 things. What do you want? Apple pie or chocolate cake? Well, maybe we'll say both. But normally, you know, you give them 2 options and we can choose. You know, what works better for you? 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock? Oh, well, 7 o'clock because then I'll be done with dinner. You know, what works better for you? Wednesday night or Thursday night? Well, Thursday night, because I have church on Wednesday night. You know, it's a proven fact when we're given 2 options, we can clearly choose between them. So get good at that skill when you're starting to book your appointments. Because if you've highlighted your date book and you know exactly when your calendar is, Then when you go to book somebody, you look at your calendar and say, okay, what would be best for you? I have Thursday or I have Monday available. And you give them the next two choices. So that is your words. That is your script to use in following up with your people a couple days right before the debut. Any questions on that? All right, page 4. A few thoughts and a checklist right before the debut. So don't forget to start calling to confirm the guest. Go over page 1, go over the checklist one more time just to make sure you haven't forgot anything. Know that your director or your recruiter will arrive 30 minutes ahead of time to help you with any last minute details. And this is an easy event for you because you don't hardly do any talking at all. The recruiter or the director does the whole event. So you can feel just really confident and not be nervous with that.
So I don't have to talk.
You don't. You don't. So all you have to do is the prep work. You have to send out the invites. You have to put your little packets together, and you have to put your little hostess packets together, and you have to organize your refreshments and, set up your house, So that's your part of it. The recruiter or the director comes in, and they do all the talking. So it's great. At the end, we'll take the product orders, and you will schedule your facials and your parties with your date book. So if somebody doesn't have their calendar with them, this is a really good training point. Try to at least say, well, let's pencil in a date. And if you need to change it, that's fine. But my calendar is going to quickly book up today. So if we can at least pick a date, if we need to change it, that's fine. So try to just at least pencil something in, knowing that you can always go back and change it. Assemble your hostess packets and get some thank you notes so that way, or make some on the computer, some little postcards, so that way you can thank everybody who books an appointment. And that is it. Any last questions about how to hold a debut?
What should we wear?
Always professional attire. So any dress or any skirt, will be wonderful. Yep, great question.
Pardon me, black slacks considered professional attire, or does Mary Kay try to get?
In Mary Kay, it's a great question. I'm glad you asked. In Mary Kay, professional attire is a skirted outfit.
Okay.
So, 50 years ago when Mary Kay created this company, she just felt so strongly that women need to look like a lady. And so she wants us in a skirt or a dress. And, there's times when I just think, oh, I'd rather just pull on my pants tonight, or it's cold outside, and I just think Indiana winters can be yucky. It would just be nice to wear, pants. But I have found that a long skirt and boots are just as comfortable and just as warm, with some tights or some leggings on underneath of them. And you know what? We just sharpen our image up, just because we wear that skirt. So, yeah, that's what we would ask that you'd wear. Great question. And then last page 5 of the training. Your debut is over. Now what? Just a couple things to do to wrap up the debut to make sure that you have completed everything. So first of all, just give your reminder phone calls to everybody that books something so that they can go home and put it on their calendar and they don't forget about it. If they've got their party coming up in the next 10 to 14 days, you want to get a guest list from them. Who are you inviting? Because then you can help send out text reminders, and make that party even more successful for her. If you haven't already set up your ProPay account after your debut, if anybody wanted to pay with a debit card or a credit card, you can go and set up your ProPay account, and then you can process your credit card purchases. Then you'll want to sit down with your recruiter or director. You'll want to take all of your pink tickets, these sales receipts, from your debut, and we will want to fill out your weekly accomplishment sheet. This is the hard copy of it, but you can also go online to Mary Kay InTouch to Business Tools, and then down to Weekly Accomplishment Sheet, and you can fill this out online. And this just adds up all of these for the party, and we just put business debut and then give a grand total. so we know exactly what you sold that day.
If you do nothing in Mary Kay for the week, do you still need to fill one of those out?
Great question, yes.
Okay.
Because then your paperwork is complete. And you won't be at the end of the year going, I didn't turn one in for that week. I wonder what I sold. And if you fill it in and just put 0, then you will know, oh, I didn't do anything with my business that week. And your paperwork stays complete. So even if it's a 0 week, fill it out.
You said that was business tools and then,
Business tools and then a weekly accomplishment. It's all the way at the bottom. Very bottom. Great. And then, of course, we're gonna sell products that day. So then make sure you go to online ordering and order any products that you didn't have, any products that you need to order to complete the sales that day. And you may even wanna reorder the products that you sold so you can maintain the inventory in your store. If your director was not at your debut, say your recruiter just came and did your debut for you, you need to pick up the phone and call your director and let her know how it went. And you'll want to let her know the following things: how many people were there over 18 years old, how many people booked a party, how many people booked just a facial, and do you girls understand the difference in terminology between a facial and a party? A facial is 1 person or 2 people, and we do not pay any hostess credit. Okay? A party is 3 or more people. So that hostess has asked at least 2 friends to come join her. But she could have asked 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however many. And when she introduces you to 2 or more friends, we call it a party or a class. And then we thank her, helping us grow our business, for introducing us to her friends and family. And we thank her by paying her some hostess credit. Whatever hostess credit you prefer, whatever kind you want to offer, but we pay her somehow in some free products.
is that on your website?
This one is
Okay.
on my website. Go under booking, and there will be about 10 or 15 types of hostess credit that you can choose from. Do you have a question? Something that dealt with, if there's a facial, if it's just
Oh.
one person?
so if they, is there a difference between inviting and then their party actually showing up? Because I know that there's been cases where I've had parties with Katie, or
Yep.
with my friends, and I've invited, 15 people.
Right.
And I only 2 end up showing up.
Right.
So
I'm still gonna treat you as a hostess.
Okay.
Because you have worked to introduce me to those people. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask you for the names and phone numbers of the girls that couldn't come that day. And I'm just gonna send them a text message and say, sorry you couldn't make it, but if you'd still love to get together for your complimentary facial, I'll give you $10 in free product. And so I'm still thanking you for introducing
Okay.
me to your friends and family, even if they couldn't come that day, because I'm still gonna try to communicate with them and work with them.
Okay.
Yep. So, but normally if I book a one-on-one appointment and I'm just gonna sit down and just do a one-on-one facial, I don't pay any hostess credit for a one-on-one appointment.
And how long does a facial normally last? An hour?
1 hour,
What about a party?
2 hours. Great question. For me to actually do the facial, 25 minutes, 30 minutes. But I say it takes an hour because we're relational and we'll chit chat a bit. And then she has to decide what she wants. And then I need to go out to my car and bag it up and I need to bring it back in. And then I need to see if she'd be interested in booking a future party or if she'd be interested in hearing more about the opportunity. So even though a facial only takes a half an hour, I'm gonna say that allow 1 hour for a facial because of all the other things. And it's the same thing for a party. I can actually, go around and squirt the products in and we can do the process in 30 minutes or 40 minutes. But when you have to take the individual orders of 5 or 6 people and then go out to your car and get the products and then come back in, it's gonna take a 2-hour process. 2.5 if you spend some time talking to the hostess beforehand or afterwards. So, great questions. And then, our goal from this is that we book your Power Start. We book 30 faces to be done in the next 30 days. And your Power Start begins when you tell me you're ready to go for it. So it begins when you've got that first booking and you're ready to go, that's when the Power Start begins. All right? Any other questions over how to hold your business debut?
You probably said this at the beginning, but this sheet is on your website so they can follow along? They
Yes.
can print it out and follow along?
So go to linda-gates.com and under new consultant training, it's like the third or fourth item down. It'll say about holding your business debut. There'll be this 5-page packet, and then there'll be a video of this training right below it. So you can watch it again if you need to, or, you know, if someone's not able to get with me one-on-one for the training, they can watch the training online. Good. Any other questions? Great.